here. I declare you will not be wasted. Let the waster be wasted. Let every opposition be opposed. Let every resistance break. Live here with the upper hand. Have dominion. And now we send the blood of Jesus to your father's house, to your mother's house, to your background. Anything that lifts up his head against you, in the name of Jesus, we ground it in the blood of Jesus. We ground it in the name of Jesus. Above all, any condition, pattern and cycles that are contrary to the will of God, to the word of God, to the plan of God for your life, today on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, we intercept it. Good translation say interception, interception, intercept, interception, interception, interception. We intercept, intercept, intercept contradiction. We intercept contradiction. We command you in the name of Jesus as more than a conqueror. Tell somebody, I declare that you are more than a conqueror. Tell two people, I declare that you are more than a conqueror.
Yeah, that's what I believe. See his sunshine, he's all around us. And there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Can't have more. Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la.
So where you see me now is the biggest compost and recycling plant in the whole of Africa. Not just Ghana, the whole of Africa. And it's right here in Ghana. As I hear the thing, myself, my mind burst. Now with this rain way happening right now, this flood and things way happen, you ask yourself, the cleaning exercise where we do, where all this boiler they go? All this plastic and things, the way they know they rot, where they go. Now, where you see me right now is the Accra Compost and Recycling Plant, where they do 360 recycling. When I say 360 recycling, I'm talking about bringing the boiler in, make a talk boiler, so say you go back. Then they bring the boiler in, process everything, recycle it, make sure say everything in the boiler, whether it be banku, whether it be plastic, whatever it be, then go recycle them again into something productive, where they go put them back into the society. Not just in Ghana too, then they do one for Africa, in other countries. Charlie, Mr. Fast I hear, boss my mind. I have to come and see for myself.
So what happens here is that when the waste comes, we weigh it. We have a weighing bridge that weighs the waste for us to get to know the weight of waste that is coming in. So be it the aboboya or the tipper truck and the trucks that will bring it, the compactors and whatever, they will go to the receiving bay and tip. Okay. So at the receiving bay, we have what we call the uniform feeder. The payloader will feed the waste into the uniform feeder, which will also feed it uniformly on the conveyor belts. And then we have sorters there, we have primary sorters. They will now sort out the primary bulky materials like the textile, the tires and whatever. Then the waste will continue that way. It will now get to a chamber we call the MRF. Okay. That's the material recovery facility. So at that side, all the waste that are tied up in plastics and whatever are cut open to expose the waste. Okay. So that they can continue on the conveyor belt for sorting to be done. Okay. So the various sorters will sort the plastics, some will sort the PETs, some will sort the pure water sachets and so on. We send it to the recycling section. Okay. Good. So at the recycling section, the PET, that's the bottled water containers, they are now flaked. Okay. They are cut into small pieces. Yes, those are the flakes. And then the pure water sachet, they go through an extruder. An extruder is a machine that it heats at a very high temperature. Okay. So we feed it in there, it melts out in a molten form. Okay. And then we have another machine that will cut them into small pellets. Okay. And then at the end of the day, we sell that raw material to the plastic companies. They use it for these tables, chairs, and what have you.
And I saw something for check like sand. It be sand?
No, it's not sand. That's what we call the organic compost. So the banku, the peels of the plantain and whatever, we decompose them, and then it ends up producing that material.
That's what we are seeing. Exactly. So it's not be sand.
No. That's organic compost. Other materials, we are able to convert them to a product called the RDF. That's the refuse.
Yes, the RDF. Exactly.
Yes. So at the end of the day, something like your textile, the paper, the cardboards, and other plastics will still not go to the landfill, but rather we will convert it into another product.
So that be 360. Nothing they go back to the land.
Nothing goes to the landfill.
And the RDF, that be what you guys did. It be the fuel or something?
Yes, it's the fuel for the industry. So like the cement production companies, those who use boilers that use the biomass, they can also use this. And it's really a cost-saving product.
Bro, I couldn't believe it myself. I had to come here and see for myself. This one is owned by Jospon group of companies, right?
Yes.
A Ghanaian.
Yes.
Which I never did believe. So guys, I think with this one, information they will I forgive you guys in terms of what really goes on here, how it's being processed and everything. So I think I'll come back here for a proper documentary, and I'm sure you guys will be interested because recycling is one thing that is really bothering us in Ghana. When it comes baller, Charlie, people hit baller and things, we don't know what to do with them. They pick up at our houses and we don't even know where they go. And I hear that this no be the only one way you get for Ghana. You get some for other regions as well too.
Most definitely.
And even outside Africa.
Yes.
How many countries do you have so far in Africa?
So far, we are about 21 countries in Africa.
21 countries?
21 countries, yes.
So I think this will be a very good, topic or a very good video that you guys should see for yourself.
We're going to put more effort into the Galamsey. One of the problems we have is we don't have patrol boats, especially on our waterways, for NIMOS to continue to patrol the waterways. So in many cases, you see them in local canoes. Some have outboard motors, sometimes they are paddling. I mean, Ankobra is 100 and something kilometers. If you enter a canoe, how much of Ankobra can you police? And so with the collaboration of the finance minister, the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Interior Police came with some requirements that they need. for patrolling the water bodies, and then equipment they need to maintain. They need tents for the forest reserves. Once they've cleared the Galamsey operators, they need to have tents where they can camp the soldiers and have kitchens where they can cook their food and all that kind of thing. So we're working with illegal mining. Illegal mining has eaten into the fabric of our society. And I must say that it is not only a menace to our society, but it has involved a circle of traditional rulers, political party appointees and everything. And so even when one party changes, those who were running some operation who were to one party will go to the next party and say, oh, now that you have come and take over this operation and let's share, and we too will be getting small. This is what we're doing. And so I don't kid myself that we don't have our own people involved. And the work of the NIMOS is not easy. They go to a community and the chiefs, the youth, and everybody come out and resist them. And so I didn't kid myself that we will be able to win that fight overnight. But we cannot relent. We must continue. We're going to put more effort into the Galamsey. One of the problems we have is we don't have patrol boats, especially on our waterways, for NIMOS to continue to patrol the waterways. So in many cases, you see them in local canoes. Some have outboard motors, sometimes they are paddling. I mean, Ankobra is 100 and something kilometers. If you enter a canoe, how much of Ankobra can you police? And so with the collaboration of the finance minister, the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Interior Police came with some requirements that they need, for patrolling the water bodies, and then equipment they need to maintain. They need tents for the forest reserves. Once they've cleared the Galamsey operators, they need to have tents where they can camp the soldiers and have kitchens where they can cook their food and all that kind of thing. So we're working with illegal mining. Illegal mining has eaten into the fabric of our society. And I must say that it is not only a menace to our society, but it has involved a circle of traditional rulers, political party appointees and everything. And so even when one party changes, those who were running some operation who were to one party will go to the next party and say, oh, now that you have come and take over this operation and let's share, and we too will be getting small. This is what we're doing. And so I don't kid myself that we don't have our own people involved. And the work of the NIMOS is not easy. They go to a community and the chiefs, the youth, and everybody come out and resist them. And so I didn't kid myself that we will be able to win that fight overnight. But we cannot relent. We must continue.
The justice system, that's what we respect. We are not operating a jungle justice system. So the justice system has said that so be it, and that they have found him guilty. I've heard his lawyers. None of them has said that the ruling was out of place. I think what I'm hearing them say is that they're going to appeal, which also is part of the justice delivery system. But then again, you see, this morning also I've heard narrative from the NDC side in a more sovereign way, where politicians are saying, look, collectively, let's be careful. That if we don't do things right, one fine day, as President Mills, an astute lawyer, would often say, the wheel of justice sometimes tends to grind slowly, but eventually, there's also a saying that the law has a very long arm, and so the long arm of the law can get you. I mean, so the judgment has been passed. So Chairman Wontumi, as it is now, I think is in the custody of the Ghana Prisons Service, And so his lawyers say they will appeal, and let's allow the court system to work. Yes, I mean, one moment you're enjoying freedom, another moment you are in the hands of the law because of something that hasn't been done right. But at least it brings the point more poignantly that this ecocide thing, which what we all call galamsey, if we don't watch it, one fine day we will all be imprisoned as a nation. Imprisoned as a nation. And when I say that kind of imprisonment, it's when we have killed everything and then we'll imprison ourselves. And that's where we don't want to go.
So we're working with illegal mining. Illegal mining has eaten into the fabric of our society. And I must say that it is not only a menace to our society, but it has involved a circle of traditional rulers, political party appointees and everything. And so even when one party changes, those who were running some operation who were to one party will go to the next party and say, oh, now that you have come and take over this operation and let's share, and we too will be getting small. This is what we're doing. And so I don't kid myself that we don't have our own people involved. And the work of the NIMOS is not easy. They go to a community and the chiefs, the youth.
The difficulty, negativity. So that's why I'm not tell radio. So they do attempts all day, all night. I was also need because we could say, hey, and I won't be so for once a man. I mean, all of these things, but they don't disturb me and they don't derail me. They don't divert me from the project ahead of me.
Adie bi entalima me bedwene ho amenti ase, and I want to share with people. Listen, Mami Agrada, tell you, Mami Agrada, Mami ni bi fa e ba be jeli no. No waka set your man Penny John Dramani Mahama. Meboa. Yes. A lot of videos all over. Before the elections, 2 years before the elections, and the year of elections. He insulted President Mahama. Maligned President Mahama. And another by ye jail with 15 years. Ye jail Mami Agrada 15 years. According me 8 months. And she was released suspiciously.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My name is Aldo Moore, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. At least we're live and kicking. And I want to say a big thanks to the Almighty God for making that possible. I also want to say a big thanks to you for tuning in every day from Monday to Friday to watch the show Good Morning Ghana. My name is Awudu Moro, and today is the 19th of August 2026. My guests are here, but before I let you in on who they are, I know you have your own guests, but I'll still have to confirm that, isn't it? Who they are. I would go straight ahead and look at what the papers are reporting this morning. The Ghanaian Times is what I will start with today. It says, ban aboboyas from highways, stakeholders demand. There's also Gold Board 22 billion loss, 22 billion cities loss, minority demands answers. Does the Gepa Guta agree measures to protect local traders? That's what the Ghanaian Times for today. The Daily Guide says that NPP chairmanship raised over 50 constituency chairmen back Ejako. Minority calls Gold Board to answer for 22 billion cedis gold sales loss. Respond to Kwewu Kingmaker's petition, charge to Eugene Asante-Boadi. There's also treat mining communities as development partners, not land donors. The Insight says the Russian envoy hails the leadership of Nkrumah, Kofi Annan and President Mahama. The so powerful BDCs reportedly lobby NPA to build regional depots in bid to neutralize Buster Energies. There's also FDA urges public to avoid food products with peeling, stained or discolored labels. Ghana must move from AI adoption to ownership, says Abed Bandim. Strait of Hormuz remains shut, says Iran, as U.S. threatens intensified economic warfare. GBA vacates criminal justice, Gogo Demirs. The Herald this morning says civil aviation hijacks meteorological agencies 50 million cedis, no retooling since 1960, danger to air safety. KT Hammond denies Turkey trip for AXA equipment inspection, demand retraction. Neglected Dansoman Junction turns road safety hazard. Woman arrested over sale of unapproved fruit ripening chemicals. Gepa Guta move against fronting for foreign retailers, and as neglected Dansoman Junction turns road safety hazard. I've said it time and again that the urban roads must look at this Dansuma matter because it's in a very horrible state. Horrible state. The Ghanaian Publisher says that GJA holds 77th anniversary symposium today. This minority demands answers over 22 billion cedis gold program loss. APL poll, Baumia leads NDC hopefuls. Gold must transform Ghana's communities, Gold Board CEO. The Chronicle says the Gold Board imposes $1.7 billion debt on BOG, according to Minority. Kingsley Ajimine calls for dedicated fund to tackle Africa's flood risk. And as Baumia leads all NDC hopefuls in 2028 race, according to APL poll. Now, the Daily Post says that Police Medina Assembly Task Force arrest woman for alleged sale of unapproved fruit ripening chemicals. Gold must transform mining communities, Gold Board CEO declares. The CEO of Gold Board, Sami Jemfi Esquire, speaking at the National Mining Dialogue 2026 yesterday, where he says Gold Board did not record 22 billion loss. Audited accounts show 5.44 billion cedi surplus. Institute of Fiscal Policy Governance are the ones who are saying this. Now, I want us to look at the other paper. So the News Center says BOG Gold Board must explain 22 billion cedis loss, according to Minority. Ghanaian miners lack capital to compete with foreign firms, according to stakeholders. Own more, retain more. Jemfi outlines new vision for ownership, value addition, and transformation of mining communities. The Custodian says the Baumia tops all NDC rivals. APL survey reveals ahead of 2028 election. Gold Board must explain $1.7 billion loss in 2025. Minority questions gold trading losses, discounted sales. Oti Region, MPP new executive slam government over abandoned project. Over 50 NPP chairpersons. Sorry about that. Chairpersons pick form for Ejako. It appears Ejako is anyway. It looks like he's doing well as far as the chairmanship bid is concerned. Anyway, so the News Center says BOG Gold Board must explain 22 billion cedis loss, according to Minority. Ghanaian miners lack capital to compete with foreign firms. Own more, retain more. Jemfi outlines new vision for ownership, value addition, and transformation of mining communities. I guess I've looked at this already, haven't I? The Daily Statesman says that PCG calls for uncompromising fight against Galamsey. And then there's also Mustafa Abdul Hamid to deliver DI 2026 Liberty Lecture on religious tolerance in Ghana. We must probe 22 billion cedis Gold Board losses. Minority demands action from Parliament. Bamia ahead of NDC contenders in 2028 poll, according to an APL survey. The New Crusading Guide says that Minority demands from Parliament probe the 22 billion cedis gold loss. And as 2028 presidential race, Bamia leads every NDC challenger, survey reveals. And the Mahama turns gold into forest game changer, according to Godring Edisi Tamaklo of the MPA. And then there's also Nana Benyin wins MPP Germany chairmanship by landslide, pledges to unite branch for Bamia victory in 2028. Over 50 NPP constituency chairpersons, key stakeholders group picks nomination forms for Boaching Ejakom. Andrea Yu backs grassroots sports as Ghana Anui Chamber donates items for constituency games. We're told he has some aspirations, he has some plans. I don't know whether it is true or not, but I'm hearing this from very credible quarters. But we can only wish him well. Dr. Ajiman pushes for fund to fight Africa floods. Right? That's where the new crusading guide. Metro Lens says the Bamia leads NDC Park in 2028, according to poll. GJA holds symposium today to mark 77th anniversary. President Mahama turns Ghana's gold wealth into new forex strategy, according to Edisi Tamaklo. Africa needs flood funding, Dr. Kingsley Ajiman tells BBC. And then you have the Daily Searchlight. Gold Board executives will face harsher bails. Apenyo Markin threatens. And there's GJA holds symposium today to mark 77th anniversary. We shall not falter, says Boaching Ejakom as he vows the NPP comeback ease after hardship. My taxes victory 2028. Boaching Ejakom files for NPP chair, rallies behind Bawumia. And then you have the Inquisitor. Aftermath of Ashanti MPP elections, Dr. Yu represents hypocrisy as his call for unity sparks anger. Mahama announces strategy to keep Galamseyers out of reclaimed forest reserves. And as Gold Board makes XRF mandatory for gold purchase from September 1, 2026. Sorry, flays dummy over legal vacation remarks. And then you have the Informer, that's a minority squeezes Gold Board in $1.7 billion scandal. Gold Board exposed over Bower Rock, IB, Impex, and qualified as aggregator. Bamia finds Magic Wand for MPP's 2028 victory, and this corruption fight stuck in reverse gear. TI Ghana, but that's Transparency International. Samia Uku deflate Yoko arrest rumor. There's Fisheries Commission cries out. Galamsey now attacking fish farms. That's with today's Informer newspaper. And then the Business and Financial Times says that open banking reforms to unlock financing for SMEs, according to BOG. Beyond Breach series launched to address AI governance, cybersecurity challenges. Ghana trails Cote d'Ivoire in exploration race as despite record gold outputs. And then you also have the Ghana Investment Promotion Authority Act, resetting the investment framework. And there's understanding the new Integrated Tax Administration System, ITAS, a simple guide to ITAS, what is, why it matters, and what it means for every taxpayer. Ghana trails Cote d'Ivoire in exploration race despite record gold outputs. All right, so let me now check out what the online portals are saying. I'll do only MetroTVOnline.com as we always do. It says GCAA owes more than 50 million cedis in statutory payments, according to GMET. Gender Minister calls for better meals in Ghana schools. The Minerals Commission opens new Damai office to strengthen mining regulation. Ashanti Region Cocoa farmers back new cocoa bill, seek more information. The Gender Minister calls for better meals in Ghana schools. It's also here. And then finally, I gave my all, even on my sick bed. I worked for the MPP. I have a mixed case for first national chair role. All right. So that's it. So what are the quote cards saying? Are the quote cards ready? Okay, let's get on with it. Returnees from South Africa from evacuation, boys to tackle sanitation. Oh, that's good. There's also Ghana has no shortage of creativity. KGL Foundation CEO challenges youth to think local. Accra School of Hygiene ready for Metro TV's Clean Conference set for August 21 at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon. All right, so that's it for both the newspaper review, online review, and what the quote cards are saying. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The newspaper review is on next.
Tanumo onunchoni hawo dangma chiechele wekun wani anuchumo osoli moji ake obawo nani aya baba shushueshwe. Amen.
And there they are. The squad is ready. lined up ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302 998 246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Chaco toothpaste. Kel Chaco toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapabia to a mammy manful, Kel Chacos natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by, a man swing, and a sense of Mama Hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey! Ama, how as man assault and how unfirma. Marama for more for mamma. Who is 17? Oh, in Yanni.
Unti say EBA phones the abrochia bagana. Uto phone na no etua ne nkakra. Nia onya ya Ghana card. Omo circle American mall. Hey, na se we di aduane na wie. Obi a me checha asem a kire wo no. E na we di aduane ni nyine. Kona ko jode.
With EBA phones, all you need is your Ghana card, a 40% initial payment, and you can take any iPhone of your choice while paying the balance over 3 months. We also offer a 4-month installment plan for students. Corporate organizations and companies can arrange iPhones for their employees through EBA phones, while government workers can conveniently acquire an iPhone and complete payment through approved salary deduction arrangements.
Aka, na ko say.
Oh, dear mammy, Miss Wubaya, you miss out someone who wanna buy you. You no Ghana card. Oh, China moon or church name. Yeah, tell me for me the amount.
Me catch sir.
GBA phones.
No hassle. Cry.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026. Theme: Assessing Ghana's progress towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. SDG 7, Clean Energy. And SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. In attendance will be the Gamanche, His Royal Majesty King Takiteko True II. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, industry players, academia, civil society, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema or Maini Tumpong.
Obi akoye adwuma mpo baby na sende iyokofo tata no iyokofo tata binum attorney general ye press conference osio obi mpo oye ayaban adwuma eka 5 million cedis, 3 million cedis, 10 million cedis. You tumi frɛ wɔ iyoko. Na wakɔda hɔ na yɛse fa agyapadeɛ a asomboɔ fa branse ama bill. Na ne go ball for bill deɛ bɛyɛ ho. Tio me ba o we deɛ sa 22 billion losses here. Almost gold board abɔke. And then who bill? Ezika bɛn na yɛde bɛdi bill. Oh, we have said yet here. Yes, what we are phone, sir. Now, wash your own, sir. We are saying, I want to say to me, bound same. Nasa would the tata obia. Should ye? And this phone MP before Bocrono, MP before Bocrono, MP before to say, MP before to say. Gold kaka munkotono, gold, munkoton gold. 22 billion cedis.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. So I told you that my guests are already seated, so I'll introduce them. So Mr. Kwesi Prince is the former managing editor of the Insight newspaper. He's also a veteran journalist, as we do know. He's also an elderly statesman. Kwesi, good morning, as we affectionately call him. Always good to see you. Thank you very much for making time. Also joining us this morning is Kojo Safuapoku, who is Executive Director of Insta PR and also Communications Member of the New Patriotic Party. Kojo, good morning.
Good morning, Zain.
Nyaminado.
I hope everything is well.
Alhamdulillah. We're doing very well. It's good to see you always.
Midweek.
Yeah, midweek. Yeah. Long time ago. You haven't been on this platform.
I haven't been on the platform for a while.
For a while. Yeah. But I see you elsewhere.
Well, when I called, I show up. If you call me, I come. Me, I'm a servant of the people. So the minute you call me, I'll show up. It doesn't matter when.
Is a deployment architecture.
There you go. So my people think that I might be suited elsewhere. Then I'm suited there.
Anyway, we just have to tell them we want to see a bit more of you. You know,
just tell them that look, you want this person.
Yes. So let me say good morning to Duke Anyimedu. He watches the show every day. Duke, agree to sir. We need them. Anyway, so Udo.
Yes.
Let me first of all congratulate you as a political party. You organized successfully your regional chair elections. We've seen some very interesting outcomes. Quite clearly, I think that there's been a balance between experience and new ones. There was a setting expectations that based on the 2024 elections, there's going to be some massive, falls. A lot of the guys were going to go, but it doesn't look like that is what has happened. I would probably just pick your general thoughts on that. But before I do that, let me just maybe bring to you, or let me read to you what the Daily Guide story is talking about. The national elections is also coming up. I think that's in
3rd October.
3rd October. Yeah. And you notice that almost a lot of the papers are publishing all kinds of stories about Boache Jakun, and all of that. Anyway, so I may just want to... Oh, there was a story I saw in one of the papers that I'm sure it was one of the ones that were sent to me. But let me just pick your general thoughts, and then we can look at the Boache Jakun story.
All right, thank you, Moro. I think I want to say good morning to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and I want to say good morning to the leadership of the MPP.
Okay.
And the good people of Ghana who are watching us this morning.
Okay.
Moro, there's a story on BOST. About MPA trying to give some licensing to some people. I want to touch that briefly.
I think
it was on one of the front pages where BOST is saying that, I think it's that paper.
Yes, you mean the Insight, eh?
Yes, what did they say on that story?
There's a powerful BDCs reportedly lobby MPA to build regional depots in bid to neutralize both energies.
Yes, so basically, MPA, there's a bill. There's a bill that is in the offing, a new MPA bill, and they want to change a provision in there that allows other BDCs to be able to build depots in certain areas. And some people are saying that it's to neutralize BOST. But you see, in every country, you need a strategic company that does some things that normally private companies wouldn't do. Now, BOST is giving a BOST margin to build infrastructure and in a way basically protect our fuel security. When you change the law that now brings in unhealthy competition, then that act and that work that they are supposed to do might be challenged. And I think we pray that the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition and the MPA should look at that bill they want to send to Parliament well, because we think that that work that BOST does should be protected. And as civil society, I think we met with BOST, and some of us are of the opinion that we should basically look at that law again. Let me go to the elections that was
You mean
held.
if this law is activated?
Yes.
Well, if the law comes to, because it's not law yet, the bill is still in Parliament. But if it becomes law, this will threaten BOST. I think
In some instances,
in some
yes.
instances,
Yes. Because the thing is that you see, private sector only build for profit.
Right.
BOST doesn't build for profit.
Right.
So in areas where it's non-profit, but there's a need for depot, because we give BOST the BOST margin, they would have to build depots there so that there will be fuel security in those areas.
Right.
Now, what happens is that a certain margin goes to the depots. Now, BOST gets like 12, let's say they get 12 cities.
Right.
That 12 cities is to build depots and man all these depots. The private sector will look at juicy areas, okay, Kumasi, Tema, maybe Takrady, and maybe Tamale, and build in those juicy areas to compete with BOST. But they will leave the areas like Savannah, Uti, Sehuyoso, and all these areas. If BOST is not given a good, is not left in that space to be able to carry out their mandate to be profitable in quotes, right? To be able to do those work, then they are challenged.
Right.
Because the private sector, who you've given that license to, will not build in OT, because he doesn't see the profitability in building OT.
True.
Those are some of the things that we are saying that the ministry and MPA should look at that law and let's try and leave the status quo as it is.
But it would be strange that for a bill like this to get to Parliament, civil society, groups such as yours your inputs have not been solid.
There was an input, there was an engagement, but obviously when there are inputs and engagement, you also have to take BOST side.
Right.
And BOST is coming strongly to make a case that yes, though we want to liberalize, though we want to encourage private participation in some of these things, there need to be a second look at that provision where it allows unhealthy competition in certain strategic infrastructure for the nation. That might be a problem. So I just wanted to put that out there.
That's fine. That's fine.
But can we finish with that before?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to come in there?
Because I'm getting very confused.
Right.
You understand? The private sector, in the oil industry, those who run petrol filling stations and so on, are they not entitled to build depots which will store the facilities that the commodities that they trade in?
Right.
I think they are. And the fact that they build depots does not necessarily amount to competition with BOST. You understand? Because BOST was not established with a private profit motive. And that is why it is funded almost entirely by the state. And I would think that the most important function of BOST is to keep a strategic reserve so that in cases of emergency and so on, we would not be caught pants down.
You can follow them.
Okay. That area, nobody can compete with BOST for that area. Because that's not a profit-making area. So I'm getting really confused about what is happening.
Right.
Is it that private companies are being allowed to establish their own depots? And the depots that the private companies are establishing, how does that amount to competition with BOST? I don't get it.
Right.
Okay, so let me explain.
I don't get it.
Let me explain. You see, when, let's say, MPA comes out to say that we have 5 weeks of reserves, that 5 weeks of reserves sits in both BOST and the private depots in Tema and Takrady.
Right.
So it's not the reserve that sits with BOST only. So what MPA would say we have 5 weeks of reserve is to say that the in-tank, all the tanks in the country, we have this amount of reserves in all the tanks, including the private and the BOST. Now, there are two main issues that happen. There is something called PDM, the primary distribution margin. The primary distribution margin is used to move products from depot to depot. So that one, the state pays for products to be moved around the country. So let's say that the two private companies that have filling stations are in OT. They don't have depots. They would have to cut products from Tema to OT. Okay. Now that is used a different margin called the UPPF. The UPPF is the Unified Petroleum Fund, which basically helps you move from depot to the filling station. Now, what BOST does, as you rightfully said, is to keep strategic reserves for fuel security. So BOST will be required by government to build a depot in OT. Because building a depot in OT might not necessarily be profitable for the private sector. But in order to make sure that if there is a road problem, right, we don't have to now worry about moving products from Accra or Tama to OT. Let BOST go and build a terminal in OT so that when somebody is moving products from a depot to the filling station, it's easier. That mandate, what we are saying is that if a private sector comes in and he is given license to start building those depots, he will do it for profit. He will not necessarily do it on behalf of states. Uncle, see, are you getting the point that I'm making?
I'm not getting it at all.
Okay.
Because
why are you confused?
There's no basis for competition between BOST and the private sector. No basis.
Yes, we agree.
What BOST is supposed to do would not generate profit.
Yes, is to keep depots around the country for fuel security.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is not a profitable venture. And that is why the state subsidizes, BOST operations through special levies and so on. So what is the problem? Because the private sector necessarily needs to build depots to store its products. It does so to make profit. It cannot exist without making profit. The sole motive of the private sector is to make profit, monetary profit. You understand? So there's no competition between the two.
So you're saying there is no basis for BOST to be concerned or worried?
No, but he has a point. You see, he has a point. And he has a point. And the reason he has a point is that, the reason he has a point is that we have also told BOST, the very point he's making is that the government should take BOST out of the league of CEOs, the league of CSOs, the league of state-owned enterprises, SOEs, where they keep marking them, BOST made losses, BOST made losses, BOST made losses.
But they're not
like Uncle C is saying, they are not necessarily a profit-making organization. The minute you are putting them in the league of state-owned enterprises, where you expect certain profitability from them, then their thinking is that if you are now bringing private sector to operate in the same areas as me, then I will now end up making losses, which in actual fact, like Uncle C is right to understand, they are not supposed to be. But it's for government to make that clear direction that BOST, you are set up with funded by subvention with the BOST margin we pay, so you are not part of the league of state-owned enterprises for profitability.
Okay.
In that instance, then Uncle Kwesi is 100% right.
No, I'm not so sure that is what I want to say.
No, I'm just saying that.
No, I'm not so sure that that's what I want to say. BOST has an interest in maintaining fuel security in times of war, in times of emergency, and so on. That aspect of BOST work cannot be profitable. It is not intended to be profitable. However, BOST may engage in other commercial activities which may generate profit. You understand what I'm saying? That's the situation with BOST. For private companies, their sole motive is the maximization of profit, not just the making of profit, but the maximization of profit.
Absolutely.
And that is what we have to understand. Okay?
Right.
And in pursuit of that sole motive of maximization of profit, I think it makes sense that the private companies are allowed to build their own storage facilities. Which are not strategic reserves, which are not to store strategic reserves, but to facilitate easy operations. We cannot confuse all of this.
Well, I think that space, the dialogue needs to continue on. But I think that the policy direction is very important. Uncle Kisi also makes some interesting points. And I think going forward, we need to deepen that conversation.
But I need to understand something, and pardon my ignorance as far as this space is concerned. When the BDCs bring the products from wherever, where do they store them?
At either Tema Oil Refinery or Bost.
Okay. So Bost will charge these BDCs.
We'll charge them for tank storage, for storage tanks.
Now, if these BDCs now
some of them also have their own private storage.
Well, some of them have their own private storage.
Some of the BDCs have their private. About 4 or 5 of them have their own private storage.
Okay, so the BDCs that bring these products
that don't have storage, we'll put it in Bost or
so they are the ones who have been encouraged to build their own depots.
No, the law is being changed, not being encouraged. The law is being changed so that if somebody wants to apply for licenses to build in other areas, they can apply for licenses to build.
For now, Bost is enjoying monopoly. So so for now, the law does not allow anybody.
No, it's not the law does not allow. People can build
not enjoying
any monopoly.
Right.
People are building because there are other refineries, there are other depots in Tema.
Good.
But it's the areas where the concern is that if you check, the law is set up in a certain way.
Okay.
I don't have the law and the changes there, but what we are saying is that we should look at it to make sure that there isn't, because at the end of the day is transfer of cost to the consumer is very important. We shouldn't allow a proliferation of tank farms, depots across the country where, like Uncle Kwesi is saying, maximization of profit will now lead to a passage on of cost to the consumer.
Okay.
Bost does it. Bost has a mandate from government to do it for non-profit. So that is where the concern is. But look, it's a whole different conversation that I'm picking.
But the thing is that the consumers have a choice.
There's a problem here.
Okay.
And the problem is that petroleum prices are strictly regulated.
Yes.
Strictly regulated.
Right.
So operators do not have the liberty to engage in profiteering.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For example, if you look at the prices, there's an assumed price. And if you look at the price build-up, excuse me, if you look at the price build-up, the assumed price is ex-Rotterdam.
Yes.
Ex-Rotterdam is the assumed price. So everybody in the industry works on the basis of the assumed price.
Right.
Then taxes, different taxes are imposed on the product, leading ultimately to the fuel pump.
What we call the ex-pump price.
Ex-pump price. One of the taxes, one of the levies on petroleum products is the one which ensures that it is possible to sell petrol in Accra and Tamale at the same price.
Yes.
Which is the UPPF.
Yes, that's UPPF.
In spite of whatever. Okay. Some of the taxes of the products are clearly earmarked for clear purposes and so on.
True.
So profiteering is difficult in that industry because of the strict regulation. You understand?
Right.
But in all of this, we have agreed that Ghana may one day be at war. Ghana may one day be hit by a natural disaster and so on. So we need to have stocks, reserve stocks, so that in cases of national disasters and so on, the economy, the country can still function as close as possible to normality.
Right.
This is the arrangement.
Right. I get that. So there really isn't an issue here, based on everything that Uncle Kwesi has said.
Well,
because the issue about possibly passing on the cost of setting up these depots to the ex.
Okay, so there are two variables at the BDC end and at the OMC end, which are set, not set by regulation, because it's somehow deregulated. There is the OMC margin,
yes,
and then there is also the BDC margin. The BDC are allowed to put a margin for the ex refinery, ex Amsterdam that he's talking about. So when the landed FOB, whatever the cost and freight is, the BDC also puts a markup on there. that goes to the OMC.
Okay.
With all the build-up that Uncle Kwesi is saying, the last part of the build-up, if you look at it, you realize that of all the margins, levies, and taxes, there is also the OMC margin.
Okay.
The OMC margin is a variable that is set by the OMC.
Right.
So that one, it is up to the OMC to now increase. But because of competition, competition is helping. That's why now you see the war between Star Oil and Gual and all that thing going on.
I get it.
The competition is squeezing them in how much they can put on the final product.
Okay.
So yes, like I said, from speaking on Kwesi, there's a lot that's coming up. So I'm sure the space will look at it and see how it develops going forward.
You see, Masa, there is competition in that sector. How does the competition express itself? The competition expresses itself in a way in which the oil marketing companies reduce allowable profits in order for their products to be cheaper on the market. That is how the competition is expressing itself. You know, it's not like they are free to impose any price on the product.
Right.
But there's an allowable profit margin. That is the space within which the companies are competing.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, can I go on to the election? So I think, on a different day we can look at that in depth. But look, we had a very beautiful regional election.
Okay.
Against some odds, some areas that some of the constituencies have not fully been constituted in terms of executives. But it's a congress. You know, what we held across the country is a regional congress of the party.
All right.
We've done the constituency congress, we've done the regional congress, and our law says that, look, 1/3 of congress attendance allows you to go ahead with the congress. So it was beautiful. You see, the regional politics is different. And most people think that, because of what happened in the general election, they'll be sweeping. No, in every region, in every constituency, the dynamics are different.
Right.
So you might sit in Accra and think that, this person must be moved or whatever, but the people in that region, the people in that locality will see the politics differently. So some chairmen were retained, and some chairmen did not contest again. Greater Accra, Chairman Divine didn't contest again. So there's a new chairman, Dr. Okoboy.
Right.
In Ashanti region, the old chairman, Chairman Untumi, did not contest again. So the new chairman is Odene Honkwapia Asanteman Koka. In some regions, I think Western region too, Francis Sia didn't contest again. In Central, we didn't have a chairman. The first vice was acting because our chairman has passed.
Okay.
Upper West, I think similar. So in areas where I'm yet to know of any existing chairman that contested that was defeated. I think in most places where there are new chairmen, the existing chairman did not contest and gave way to. I stand to be corrected. But we need a certain team to help Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia become the next leader of this party. And I think we are beginning to take shape.
Okay.
On the 3rd of October, we will do the constituency. So we will do the national. And when the national is done, I think it will be good for the reorganization exercise that we are doing. But look, a lot of people doubted the ability of the MPP to do the internal reorganization.
Right.
We have successfully done up to the regional level. We will successfully do it to the national level and elect our national executives in October 3rd. And the party will go from strength to strength. People keep talking about disunity and all those things. Look, we that are within, we know that one of the best decisions we've made as a party was to elect our flag bearer first. And now all people who are being elected knows that there's only one cause and one agenda for the party is to make Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia president in 2028. And everybody's aligned. Sometimes in election, there is all sort of campaigning, agenda, propaganda, and all that goes on. People will say that, this person is not being supported. Dr. Bawumia has never had a preferred candidate. He doesn't have to, because everybody that wins, he works with them. Even the people who are not victorious, he still have to work with them, because they are all part of the echelon of the quality of members that we have. So you cannot be picking and choosing. right? You look at the delegates that lost in Ashanti region, beautiful set of delegates. You look at the delegates that lost in Greater Accra, beautiful set of delegates. And you cannot say that, oh, I'm only going to work with the victors. No, you have to work with everybody because we need the numbers for the fight in 2028. So look, we are united. There's a few skirmishes here and there. There is no party that doesn't have skirmishes.
Okay.
But look, we are going to forge forward as a party, and we know that we'll be victorious in 2028 with the kind of vigor that is coming from the base of the party.
Ongwese, there are some people who think that the party's decision to elect their flag bearer first, before going ahead to elect the other party executives, it has sort of taken a bit of a shine. So with the regional elections, constituency elections, you don't see the type of, what I'll say, noise or the type of excitement and energizing the base because there's this person's come, that person's come, and you know, there's a serious competition as to whose camp is going to win more or getting their people there in the executives. I don't know whether you share that view.
Well, first of all, a number of friends of mine won the elections.
Oh, really?
Yes. And a few of my friends also lost the elections.
Okay.
For my friends who won, especially Dr. Okoboy, it's no secret at all that Dr. Okoboy is a very good friend of mine.
Right.
We have appeared on platforms like this for years, and we have developed a certain relationship. I like to congratulate them for their victory. For my friends who lost, you know, one of them actually lost in Ashanti. Kokofu. Kokofu is a very good friend of mine. He lost.
I know.
You know, I wish him better luck next time.
Right.
You know, this is the game. Some lose and some win.
Sorry, but did you think it was maybe on hindsight he probably should have stayed with his general secretary aspiration instead of going for regional chairman?
No, I mean, Kokofu was very, very confident because I recall that before the elections he had made the point that he was qualified to be vice president of Ghana.
Yes.
You know. And why? I mean, there must be some reason why he has so much confidence in his own abilities.
Right.
I think in terms of the acquisition of degrees, I don't know of anybody who has more degrees than Kokofu. He has degrees in virtually everything at the master's level and so on. He's a pretty eloquent person,
right,
and so on. And also has a demeanor which is quite gentle. So he could have thought of himself as a possible vice presidential candidate. And I think that ambition may not be over because he's lost elections for regional chairman.
True.
But hey, my condolence and better luck next time.
Okay.
Now, having said that, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia early this week, made a statement which I thought was profound.
Okay.
And the statement he made was simply that he was ready to work with all the factions in the party. That's a significant statement. That's an admission that there are factions in the party.
Right.
And that's an admission that if the factionalism is not managed well, it can lead to disaster. So he's promising to work with all the factions, which by extension would mean that he's ready to work in such a way that factionalism would not become overpronounced in the campaign towards the 2028 election. That's a reasonable ambition. It's a good ambition. But ambitions are not always realized. To realize ambitions, you've got to put in a lot of work. You've got to stick to the vision and so on. And I wish him well. I hope that he's able to achieve the ambition that he has set for himself. Yesterday, I spent a considerable amount of time reviewing the newspapers. And one thing was clear. The newspapers are making heavy weather out of the fact that some personalities who opposed the re-election of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as flag bearer of the party won the regional elections. You know, and the newspapers are making heavy weather, out of this. Indeed, for example, the guy who won as Eastern Regional Chairman is a known supporter of Brian Achampong, was actively involved in the Brian Achampong campaign.
It's called Jeff Kunedu.
Jeff Kunedu. The guy who won in the Ashanti region is known not to have supported the Mahmoud Bawumia bid for presidential.
That's not true.
Well, that's what the
Well, that's not true. And I'm just, Jeff, I agree, but
no problem. You are
but that's why he's not stating as a matter of fact.
No, I'm saying, but I'm just that is why I'm also putting it. Jeff. I mean, everybody know he backed Frank, but Kokufu was Odinoho supported Dr. Bawumia 100%.
All right.
Okay, no problem with that.
Okay.
But there are indications that some persons who won, even in the Greater Accra region, if you looked at the analysis which were published yesterday,
yes,
the indication was that one who actively supported Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia lost. You understand? So this is the basis of the analysis that I read yesterday.
Right.
But I think that there's a problem with that kind of analysis. And the problem with that kind of analysis is simply that some persons may not have supported Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for president. But after his election, they may decide to throw their full weight behind him.
True.
So the fact that one supported Brian Achampong, one supported Kennedy Agyapong, does not necessarily mean that they will be in opposition to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and that they would not work for the victory of the New Patriotic Party in the 2028 elections. It doesn't. However, what it means is that clearly Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not their candidate of choice. Is not their preference. So even as they pledge to support him in his campaign and so on, there would be this mildly lingering, need for assurance. And I choose my words very, very carefully. Mildly lingering, need for assurance and so on. So that is clear. Now, the elections, one other aspect of the elections that I'm impressed with is that there were no significant incidents of altercations, of violence, and so on. It was largely peaceful elections, and I think that is commendable. All the political parties, if they do hold elections, and it is as peaceful as this was, we could, tap ourselves on the shoulder.
But Uncle Z,
yes, my boss.
The party says, give us credit for the peaceful nature of this electoral process. Not necessarily in terms of what happened on that day, but because we decided as a political party to elect our flag bearer first. If we hadn't elected our flag bearer first, and you had all these factions. You have Ken, you have the former education minister, what's his name?
Iduchum.
Yes, Iduchum, and you have Brian Achampong and so on. Those are the kinds of things that creates those kinds of mayhem. And because we foresaw this, that's why we said, let's elect our flag bearer early. And then we had people bashing us and criticizing us and saying that, how do you put up a house? You put a roofing first before you do a foundation. So we are now justified in that decision.
Moro. You've been trying to move this conversation in that direction from the very beginning.
Well, I know.
Immediately was steering away from that conversation.
Because it's come up strongly.
You're making every effort to move the conversation in that direction. I will resist you.
Well, you train me.
No, I will resist you because that's not the kind of analysis that I want to do. You understand? I can read you easily. Okay.
Oh, good ways.
But even, let's come back, since you are interested in engaging in that discussion.
So the critics must...
So, on what basis are you saying that if the flag bearer was not elected first, was elected last, there would have been violence in this election? You have no basis.
I agree with you.
It's a presumption,
right?
Which is not a fact. So don't push it beyond a certain limit.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
The indications, however, are, and it's speculation all the same, but it is worthy speculation, that if the reverse had happened, maybe the election results would have been different.
That's interesting.
Yes, maybe the election results would have been different. You understand? If the formula approved by the the formula put forward by the Supreme Court for the elections in the parties now is applied, maybe the results will be different. We don't know. It's all speculation.
Right. Except that the Supreme Court's declaration does not involve these kinds of internal party
I understand
elections.
that.
Yes.
But I'm saying that if you change how delegates are selected, if you change the time for elections and so on, it could have consequences on the outcome.
I agree.
So that's a principle we have to live with.
I agree.
And so on.
I agree.
And it is not strangers who speculated that holding the presidential elections first could have serious consequences for democracy within the New Patriotic Party. These were insiders, top-level activists of the party made those claims. Amongst them, for example, was Boakye Jaku.
And Nyaho Tamaklo.
Nyaho Tamaklo, you may want to say that today
he's no more NPP.
No, he may not be regarded as mainstream. Who am I to say that Nyaho Tamaklo is not NPP?
The NPP
I can't say that.
The NPP says he's no more. He's not, as far as they're concerned, he's no more NPP. He's no more a member of the party.
What does he say? Has he been dismissed from the party?
Well, they said he dismissed him from the party.
Okay, that's their business. I don't want to get involved in that.
But I think yours is better. He's not mainstream because he says he's still a member of the NPP. So that's fine. He's not mainstream.
What I'm saying is that there are people who are in the party who have been in the party since its formation, who came up with the argument that it was not democratic, to have the inverted system and so on. There are others who oppose them. Nobody can claim vindication now. Because you cannot be sure what would have happened then if the other method had been chosen. You understand? But whatever it is, I think what is important is not successful regional and constituency elections. That does not guarantee victory in 2028. Look, how many times have you not heard that the People's National Convention has held successful regional elections and successful constituency elections without violence? The Convention People's Party has been holding these elections without violence throughout the country and so on. It hasn't given them power. You understand what I'm saying? It hasn't given them power. So there are other things which are necessary in the effort to capture power. And I think that one of the key things ought to be relevance. Relevance to the aspirations of our people. People ought to see the drive to realize their aspirations captured in the vision and practice of a political party for the party to win elections. And that is why I think that the New Patriotic Party and indeed all other political parties ought to spend time on shaping their vision, on outlining what they believe are pragmatic steps for the realization of their vision. To convince the people of Ghana that if elected, if we hand over our mandate to them, they'll be able to solve the real, practical, everyday problems that confront us. Better roads, improved access to education and health, more houses, affordable houses, and so on. You understand? A more democratic atmosphere, an atmosphere of peace, and so on. The participation of working people in the processes of production and distribution, and so on. These are the important things. Not just holding elections. I mean, you can hold successful elections, but if your focus is problematic, you cannot win an election.
Well, you that's true, but closely related to whether the party will win the elections or not, there's a new poll in town by a group called the APL. That's Africa Policy Lens. They have conducted their own polls, and their polls are saying that the elections were held today. None of the persons who are being touted to want to become flag bearer of the NDC will stand a chance at all against Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And I just thought that once you've raised this very important issue, that look, winning an election goes way beyond, conducting internal, primaries and internal elections. So that story is here. And, the Africa Policy Lens has been around for a while now. It must have been like 2 or 3 years or so. And this says APL poll, Bawumia leads NDC hopefuls. And that is in today's Ghanaian publisher. we're told that it says that the New Patriotic Party's presidential candidate for 2028, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is currently ahead of all 7 leading potential presidential contenders of the NDC in hypothetical head-to-head contests ahead of the 2028 elections. And according to a new nationwide voter perception survey, the survey conducted by the Africa Policy Lens puts Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's support between 45.7% and 49.9% in the 7 hypothetical presidential contests, giving him a lead over each of the potential NDC candidates. The survey is expected to inject some fresh momentum into the MPP's preparations for the next general elections, while providing an early indication of the competitive terrain the NDC could face as it seeks to retain power in 2028. The survey, however, cautioned against interpreting the results as prediction of the eventual outcome of the election, stressing that the figures represent... Oh, I'm going to see why.
Why are you continuing to read?
Oh, why? Let me finish.
Read that portion again.
Okay, the survey...
He's putting a disclaimer.
Yes, the survey is The survey is expected to inject some fresh momentum into the MPP's preparations for the next general election, while providing an early indication of the competitive terrain the NDC could face as it seeks to retain power in 2028. The survey, however, cautions against interpreting the results as a prediction of the eventual outcome of the election, stressing that the figures represent voters' preferences at the time the fieldwork was conducted, not in 2028.
You see, to discuss this survey and to discuss it, you know, with
they provided some data, but please go
with
ahead.
some certainty and so on, one needs to go back,
right,
and see whether this company or group has conducted surveys before,
right,
and how close, you know, their predictions came to reality,
right.
And so on. I don't have that now, so I'm constrained.
Okay.
I want to suspect, and it's only a suspicion,
right,
that this may be one of those groups that conducted surveys before the 2024 elections.
I don't recall, but
I don't recall.
I can check.
It's just suspicion.
Okay.
But if it doesn't have any history at all, that itself is a statement about the quality of its survey.
Right.
The fact that it has no history. And if it has a history, that history should be most interesting.
Yeah.
As I recall, that in the run-up to the 2024 elections, there were several groups and organizations who conducted surveys, which gave Dr. Bawumia, you know, quite an interesting victory in that elections.
Right.
Some actually even predicted that he was going to get in excess of 60% of the votes and so on. As it turned out, it was a complete disaster.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So these predictions really say very little.
Okay.
I mean, if Global Info Analytics puts out a survey, I will take it very seriously.
Right.
Because,
why is that?
Because in most cases, they have been correct.
Right.
In most cases, they have been
in some cases, they've been wrong too.
In one case.
More than one?
No, I know of only one case.
Okay, that's fine. I agree if you say you know of only one, then that's fine. But they have instances where they are.
No,
wrong.
if you have the instances, you can cite them.
Oh,
but the only
instances where he did a cocoa analysis, that was 100% wrong. Where he went and did a survey on cocoa. He says
I'm not
cocoa
talking
farmers.
about survey on cocoa.
Oh, but that was something that he did. I mean, look, if you're a pollster, be a pollster. If you want to be a survey of opinion, be surveys of opinion. But you can't basically be in a country where,
in terms of election results.
Well, that's fine. But in terms of integrity that you want to put out, you are saying that people's integrity is very important. And I agree with you. What the person have done in the past will go a long way to show their level of accuracy and all that.
Here, on this platform, especially on Wednesdays, I think, please, you may have to be minded by the fact that these interruptions are not very useful.
Right.
You understand? I mean, I don't mind if occasionally you have to interrupt.
Right.
We all do interrupt sometimes. But if it's persistent, it does disturb, you know, the flow of thought and so on. So I would plead with you to be a little more relaxed,
right?
You know, because you're not saying anything which is substantially different from what I'm saying. I'm saying that in terms of election results, today in Ghana, there's no institution which has the credibility of Global Info Analytics.
Right.
In terms of election results. The only one they got wrong was Ayawasto West Wuogon.
Okay.
And there are many factors which explains why they got it wrong.
Right.
So I'm saying that if Global Info Analytics puts out a survey result, I will take it more seriously than others.
Right.
Because there's no doubt that it is the most credible election polling institution in Ghana today.
Right. Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So, Moro, listen. When you have surveys, that survey that you read is not a general election survey.
Right.
It's an opinion poll.
Okay.
Opinion polls are different from election survey, which Uncle Kwesi is talking about.
Right.
When somebody does a survey for an election, which is the one he mentioned that Info Analytic has done successfully, I will agree with him.
Okay.
But opinion polls, which goes to every single thing that people seem to think, who leads what party, who might likely be a successor of something, how people think of something, those are opinion polls.
Right.
And what Info Analytic does is opinion polls.
Right.
There's a difference between opinion polls and
survey.
election survey. So yes, he might be right in the sense thinking that when they do election survey, they might have a certain level of credibility.
Okay.
But what this company is doing is not, it's a survey, it's an opinion poll.
Okay.
So I doubt their credibility because if you say that Info Analytic has a certain credibility in opinion polls, that's where I disagree.
Okay.
Because they've done a lot of opinion polls that are not credible. Every week, and look, I'm on record to challenge them to come and let's discuss their methodology. In fact, I am on TikTok. I've done a whole video for Musa Dankwa to explain to us, one, how many people he engages in the in-person interviews that he does. He does on phone for interviews, which that one he can do within 2 days. I agree. But I have chronicled events on my video on TikTok, questioning his methodology in the sense that in the space of a certain period, he claims that he has done around the country in-person interview, which I am questioning the ability of any institution to do that turnaround. So let's get it clear. Election poll survey is different from opinion polls.
Okay.
And I do not doubt the credibility of this institution who have done this, because it's the opinion of the people.
Okay.
If you can do statistics, you can go around the country, get people's opinion, get your sample size, and have an opinion poll.
Okay.
Whether it will be right or wrong, that depends on the day what happens. Like Uncle Kwesi rightfully said, there are a lot of factors that even makes you get it wrong on the day.
Okay.
So I don't think that we should now, because it is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia who is beating all the NDC candidates, people want to now discount that credibility. Musa Dankwa has been sitting in this country for the last 6 months every day, talking about if you bring this person, he will beat Bawumia. If you bring this person, he will beat Bawumia, and nobody is questioning that man's credibility.
Okay.
Let's discuss what we need to discuss.
Sorry. Today I have a problem with my...
It's okay. It's manageable.
But listen, who says that the NDC has a candidate? The NDC has no candidate.
That's true.
What we have are individuals who are jumping all over the places and claiming that they are fit to be president. They are not candidates of the National Democratic Congress.
Right.
In fact, so far, as we sit here, there's only one political party which has a presidential candidate for the 2028 election. No other party has a candidate. So it is just possible that all those who are jumping around and dancing and so on and calling themselves future presidents and so on may not end up as candidates.
Okay.
They may not.
That's a fact.
They may not end up as candidates.
Right.
Perhaps the real candidate has not shown his or her hand yet.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It is also possible that some of these people may emerge as candidates. We don't know.
We don't know.
So to go around organizing opinion polls on the basis of persons who have looked themselves in the mirror and think that they are handsome enough to be president and so on. This is neither here nor there.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
All right. So you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. We'll take a small breather, and when we return, we'll look at some other issues. Now, Gold Board is in the news, as you do know. There's been a lot of talk about whether they've made losses or they've not made losses, and so on. The minority has been consistently criticizing the operations of Gold Board, and they want some answers. So we'll come back and look at some of those issues. So please stay with us.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. It makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Femi Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come on, Tom Preco.
the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026. Theme: Assessing Ghana's progress towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. SDG 7, Clean Energy. And SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation. The Metro and Original Sanitation Conference with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. In attendance will be the Gamanche, His Royal Majesty King Takiteko True II. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, industry players, academia, civil society, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema or Maini Tumpong.
Yeah, hello there. I'm excited to be with you at this particular time. This is Dr. Okoboy, and we all know that health is wealth, and you can't have good health with a bad environment or poor sanitation. So it's good news. We are having our sanitation conference this August 21st, and it's a pleasure to invite you to participate, to learn about something new, and to help us protect our environment. Sanitation is serious business, and you have to be there. Thank you for listening. All the best.
Watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My name is Aldo Moro. I'm still here with Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., who is the former managing editor of the Insight newspaper and also a veteran journalist. Also here with us is Mr. Kojo Poku, who is executive director of Insta PR and a communications member of the New Patriotic Party. Recall that at some point he wanted to lead the New Patriotic Party as his flag bearer. The delegates thought otherwise, and I've been asking him whether that's the end of the road for him. He hasn't told me anything yet. I'm sure at the right time he would tell me whether...
No, you're asking the question and answering it yourself. Which one is that?
He would want to put his hat in the ring again or not. You know, will you do it again?
Sorry? But you're asking the questions and answering yourself. You've answered it yourself, so let's move on. You've given yourself the answer.
So you haven't decided yet?
It's at the right time. But today is Dr. Bawumia, that's the flag bearer. Dr. Bawumia is going to be president for 10 years. Then we move on from there.
For 10 years?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. If the 5 years...
That's if the 5 years is approved. Dr. Bawumia will be president for 10 years. And then at the end of 10 years, then I will be 60. But isn't that...
You haven't seen the APL poll? that the elections were conducted today, but you win.
No, hold on, but that's not. But whether he wins or not, bro. What I'm saying is that if Dr. Bawumia is my candidate, I'm working tirelessly for Dr. Bawumia to be president.
Yes.
When Doctor becomes president and what is going on in the country today prevails, he'll be president for 10 years.
Right.
Because he'll be president for 5 years. He'll have done such a marvelous job and transformed Ghana. The Ghanaians will give him another mandate.
Right.
So after 10 years, that is when you are looking at a KMP decision. Then we'll take it from there. At that point, we'll be in our 60s.
See, there's an assumption that the proposed constitutional reviews will pass.
Oh, I'm just saying.
There's no basis for that assumption because they can also fail.
Okay.
I mean, when it comes to the entrenched clauses, you need about 75% of votes.
For the referendum.
Yeah, for it to pass. You know, and it's not easy.
I know.
It's not going to be easy because there are several proposals which have been put forward, which I know are very, very unpopular.
Right.
You know, so.
But would it be put together as one, or do we put together separately?
I don't know how they're going to do it.
But in the past, some has happened in the past. How was it done?
The non-entrenched provisions will be decided by Parliament.
Okay.
But the entrenched provisions will be decided in a referendum. And I'm just wondering, like you, whether or not we are going to be asked to vote yes or no for all of the reforms, or that we are going to vote on each reform proposal. I don't know.
You don't know how it works.
I don't think anybody knows.
That's true.
Yet.
That's true. So let's wait for the referendum. Okay. So, gentlemen, the Gold Board is in the news, as we do know, and it's in the news because the minority has raised a number of issues, which is, of course, flowing from an IMF, an IMF report, and they have, based on that IMF report, been asking some questions. And as far as they're concerned, Gold Board has not been doing a good job in that sense, so they're making losses. Gold Board has actually pushed back and said, "Look, read the report again, and also read the audited reports of the Auditor General. We are not making any loss. Indeed, we've made a profit of some 5-point-something billion cedis." So it's a back and forth between Gold Board and especially the minority. We've had civil society organizations who have said, look, let's look at the net effect of the introduction of Gold Board as a policy intervention or economic policy intervention. Today, what is the exchange rate? What is Ghana's reserves, and so on and so forth? So those are the things we should be focusing on rather than transactional operational losses and so on. In any case, every economic policy comes with some cost. Now, if the cost generates a certain, overall economic effect, which all of us, by and large, are enjoying, yes, we can have a conversation about can we do better with the transactional cost. But to make it seem as though it's such a bad situation, sort of, it's a bit of a red herring. So if you look at today's Ghanaian Times, the story is there. It's actually on page 12. The minorities' concerns have been published by the Ghanaian Times of today. Now, we're told that Gold Board 22 billion cedis loss, minority demands answers, and it's by Jacob Agri, who says the minority leader in Parliament, Alexander Penyomakin, has maintained that the minority's concerns over the reported 22 billion cedis loss linked to the Ghana Gold Board are not politically motivated. He said the concerns were being raised because Ghanaians deserve clear information on how public funds were being used in Gold Board's domestic gold purchasing program. Mr. Penyomakin made the remarks at a press conference in the Parliament yesterday where he defended the minority's position on the financial implications of the program. He said the figures cited by the minority were contained in an International Monetary Fund report on Ghana and were therefore not figures manufactured by the opposition. According to him, the IMF identified losses of $1.7 billion equivalent to approximately 22 billion cedis from the domestic gold purchase program in 2025. He said the IMF attributed the losses to service and assay fees, discounts on gold sold to off-takers, and exchange rate differentials or differences between the rates which are used to purchase the gold and reference rate used by the Bank of Ghana for accounting purposes. Mr. Penyomakin said the reported losses should be subjected to public scrutiny because Gold Board played a central role in buying, aggregating, assaying, and exporting the gold, while the Bank of Ghana provided the financing. He questions why Gold Board should receive fees from the transaction while the associated losses were reflected in the Bank of Ghana's accounts. The minority leader stressed that the fact that the loss appeared in an institution's account did not change its economic impact on the country. He therefore is calling for answers on the prices paid for gold, how those prices were determined, the selection of off-takers, discounts applied to gold sales, and the fees earned by Gold Board. Mr. Apanyomaki also questioned the risk-sharing arrangement between Gold Board and the Bank of Ghana, arguing that an institution undertaking the commercial activity should not benefit from transaction fees while another institution bears most of the financial risk. He said the minority was not seeking to trade insults with Gold Board officials, but was focused on holding public institutions accountable for the management of public resources. He's urging the government and Gold Board to address the concerns raised by the IMF and provide Ghanaians with clear explanations about the reported losses. Mr. Apanyomaki said the minority would continue to scrutinize the program because its financial consequences ultimately affect the Ghanaian taxpayer. Would you want to take this, or you want to, Kujo?
No, I don't mind.
Anyway, okay.
I don't mind.
What really are the concerns? What's the issue?
Look, it's interesting. I want to break this conversation into 3 parts.
Okay.
Why we are here, and what has happened, and then the way forward.
Okay.
If you cast your mind back to the first half of 2025, the conversation in the country was what? The NDC came into government and took G4O and the gold for reserve losses that the Bank of Ghana has made at the time and hounded, insinuated, said all sorts of things. In fact, my brother Provincia was called to Yoko and was arrested and all that because of some civil society now did what you call counterfactual analysis and all this. All sorts of things happened in the first half of 2025.
Right.
Because the domestic gold purchase program had 2 legs. The gold for oil leg and then the gold for reserve leg. And in the gold for under the domestic gold purchase program, there was a loss of 1.4 billion Ghana cedis in the 20.
So it was anchored on 3 legs, isn't it? There's the gold for reserve, gold for oil, and then the gold for what do you call it? Forex.
No, same thing. Gold for reserve is gold for forex. Same thing. It's 2 legs. Gold for forex is gold for reserves.
Okay, it depends how you look, but that's fine.
But it's gold. It's 2. Gold for oil and gold for reserves.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, the NDC made all sorts of pronouncements and made it look like the gold for oil was good for nothing. It was one of the worst policies that has ever come up, and the domestic gold purchase program has caused losses and this, and also, and we can all go back and tune our minds to the first half of 2025. Nobody mentioned net effect on economy. Nobody mentioned economic positivity comes with a cost. Nobody said any of that, right? Okay. Everybody, all the so-called intellectuals who are making these statements did not. And like I said, there were all these counterfactual analyses that were done to paint the domestic gold purchase program, which has only made 1.4 billion loss, as one of the worst policies that has ever been envisaged in this country by the NPP.
Okay.
We explained. I, Kojo Poku, have all the documents from Bank of Ghana through the right to information. So we explained that the 1.4 billion was even the loss for over 2 years, 2023 and 2024.
Right.
That loss was not even for 1 year, right? But nobody will listen. And I was the first person to go on record to say that the Gold Board is going to make further losses in 2025. When the 2025 accounts is published, they are going to make losses. People said, don't worry, Gold Board. Why did I know that? Because when we started the domestic gold purchase program, it was a program that Dr. Bawumia came up with for a purpose. We did not have enough forex. And before Dr. Bawumia started with this domestic gold purchase program with gold for oil and gold for reserves, there were only 2 ways that government gets forex. One, the Eurobond, and two, the cocoa syndication loan.
Yes.
The biggest chunk, we get forex from exports, but those are small amounts.
Right.
But the big chunks came in for domestic gold, the Eurobond and the cocoa syndication. But the whole concept of domestic gold purchase was that we have cedis, that's what we print, right? Locally, we have a lot of cedis. We don't print dollar. You can only earn dollar. So in the in-between, when you've not done any transaction and you don't have enough dollars, and you have a demand for the dollar locally, that's when the cedi depreciates. So the concept is that use your cedi to buy gold, because gold is also money. And when you have that money, you can either use the money, which is the gold, to make payment directly, which is gold for oil, because we spend about $450 million a month in buying petroleum products. So get people that will supply you this 450 million worth of petroleum products and give them gold. And some companies were happy to take it. Or sell the gold for reserves, where you would have plenty dollar and service the demand of your importers, right? In so doing, there was a loss of 1.4 billion. The cedi actually, which had gone high to about 16 point something, because of this policy in 2023 when it started, the cedi had come down to 14.6 in January 2025, right? So there were effects, good effect on this thing. Now, when the NDC made all these noise about bastardizing the Dr. Bawumia idea and made it look like it's a monstrous of a catastrophe,
which is the gold for oil,
the domestic gold, don't separate it. They bastardized both the domestic gold purchase. Hold on.
What I recall was the criticisms the NDC had at the time was the gold for oil.
Which one had made a loss? Which one had made a loss?
At the time, the party had all kinds of.
Which one had made a loss?
And all of that, yes.
Which one has made a loss? The 1.4 billion that we were talking about was from what? Was from the domestic gold purchase. You see, let's not separate, because whether it's G4O or it's gold for reserves, it all boils down to buying gold. That's why I don't want to separate the two, because when gold is bought, the Bank of Ghana buying gold from Gold Board did not say that, as far as the Bank of Ghana is concerned, they had one account. They had an account which had the G4O aspect and the gold for reserve aspect. In fact, by the end of the NDC MPP leaving, we had actually toned down on the G4O aspect, and we're doing mostly of the gold for reserve aspect. The reason I don't want to separate the two is that it's confusing. Let's put it down as the domestic gold purchase program, which had made a loss, right? What they were bastardizing. Let's fast forward. Some of us said that, look, Gold Board is going to make losses. The people said, no, Gold Board is new. It's not like PMMC. We are going to do it and we're going to do it well, blah, blah, blah. Then fast forward, the IMF report comes out, which had come out earlier in the Bank of Ghana's own report, and they said it's not true. There was denial that losses actually were made. And we've now come to realize from the IMF report that there is a $1.7 billion loss as a result of gold purchasing done by Gold Board on behalf of the Bank of Ghana. The semantics that everybody is doing, which my brother Sami Jemfi is going to today hold a press conference, is neither here nor there. If you are an agent and somebody gives you money as an agent to do something on behalf for him, and your operations causes losses, you cause the loss.
How?
Hold on, what do you mean how? The how is very simple. Nobody is saying that. You see, this thing where people keep saying that, go and look at the audited accounts. We know that on the audited accounts of Gold Board, the loss doesn't sit there because the money was not for them.
So then how then do you say Gold Board has made
They made the loss. They are trading losses. You know, in business, there's something called trading losses.
Yes.
Trading losses, hold on. Trading losses is different from your P&L.
Yes.
So you put this down as trading losses. The losses occurred at the instance of the Gold Board. And I'll give you the instance. Let's mark it on the wall. When Gold Board brings out their 2026 accounts, you will see that losses that sat in the Gold Board's account this time will sit in Gold Board's books, because their operations is problematic. That is where we wanted them when they came in to sit, for all of us to sit and look at it. Now, I gave some slides to your producers to put something up, and I want to correct a few things. Gold Board did not make a revenue of 5.5 billion. Can you put the revenue slide on the screen for me?
Okay.
The audit services is doing something that they should stop.
What is that?
When government gives money to a state-owned enterprise or an authority, that money that government give is not supposed to go to your P&L. If you look at this document that they put there, you see that what government gave to Gold Board is 4.5 billion. It captured it as a grant. Gold Board's revenue is 970 point something million, which is the non-tax revenue. So Gold Board revenue was never 5.5 billion that everybody is talking about. It's government of Ghana that gave the money. So it's capital injection, which in their own accounts is being captured as a grant. So how is anybody saying that Gold Board made a revenue of 5.5 billion? What revenue they make? That's the audited accounts. So when the audit services keep making that mistake of putting that government injection as a revenue, and you put that revenue in your P&L, it's a mistake. Let's put that aside. Please put in the assay slide.
Your point is that...
No, I'm getting there. Are you going to ask a question?
No, your point is that the grant which was given to them by the Finance Ministry is not revenue earned.
Yeah, it's not in business. It cannot be classified as revenue.
Okay. So it's a grant.
It's a grant. Okay. Or it's a capital injection.
Okay.
Now, put on the assay. Now, look at their revenue. 82% in 2025, 82% of Gold Board's revenue came from charging Bank of Ghana commission fees, Bank of Ghana commission charges, and assay fees. So they acted as agents, right? And this 970 something million profits or revenue that they made, they charge it to Bank of Ghana. They did not do anything as Gold Board. They made 82% revenue by just charging the money that Bank of Ghana has given them. So if you look at these slide that I've put there, it tells you what the assay fee they charge is and what the Bank of Ghana charges that they charge. Okay. Now, if you now add all that, you make this much. So the business now going forward, Gold Board in 2026 accounts, in their 2025 accounts, will not be able to charge themselves these charges. That's not the point I'm making.
So its revenue will not end.
The revenue they will not end because it's easier to charge somebody that fee. Now, the GANRAP, under the new policy, they've transferred the gold for reserve policy to the Bank of Ghana, to the Gold Board.
Yes.
So Gold Board will now have to use money on their own balance sheet to now do what? Cost of sales. So now they will have to now generate revenue, and from that they will now make their expenditure. But they can't charge anybody. They can't charge a third party, which is Bank of Ghana, these amounts.
So the only amount they would miss or they would lose is the 558. Is it 74 million? No, it's the 74,000 cities, isn't it?
No, the commission to Gold Board, the commission to Bank of Ghana, and the assay, because you can't charge your own. You can't charge yourself. You can't charge yourself assay.
And the BOG service charges.
The BOG service charges and your assay, because you can. The assay will be a cost to Gold Board. Because Gold Board will have to do their own assay, and they have to pay for the assay.
Right.
So you cannot charge yourself assay. You understand the point I'm making? Okay. Now you see. The reason I can comfortably say that in 2025, when the 2026, when the 2025 accounts come out, when the 2026 accounts come out in 2027, Gold Board will be making these losses in their books. It's because of the nature of the business they are doing. In the IMF report, page 10 of the report, it says that data available suggests that the artisanal ASM artisanal, we are the most expensive in the region. Why is that? Do you know why, Moro? Okay, when you go to the pit to buy gold, the guy who is selling you the gold uses what to sell you the gold? the world market price as a reference.
Absolutely.
The gold board is using the world market price as in buying crude gold. The gold you are buying should not, the reference should not be the world market price, because it is crude gold. It's not refined gold. You have to now take that gold, do all sorts of things, and then do the dory. Now we say we are going to refine the gold. All that comes with a cost. You have 3 tier, a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 buyers. They are all adding their cost to the operations. So in the end, when Gold Board gives that gold to Bank of Ghana, they've given Bank of Ghana gold that when you sell, you make a loss. That is why we are saying that it is the Gold Board's operations that causes these losses. And it's the Gold Board that has now caused the loss. Now, when somebody say that the loss doesn't sit in the audited accounts, yes, we know it doesn't sit in the audited accounts. So all these press conference you are going to do to now tell us about your audited accounts, we've seen your audited accounts. The simple conversation we are having is that the operations of Gold Board result in losses, which in business is called trading losses. I don't see where the argument is. Now, let me show you something. Put up the bank list. You have one company. You see the number of bankers they have. Why? See the total numbers of bankers Gold Board have. Look at the total numbers of bankers. When Ato Forson came, what did he tell us that he's doing with ECG? That ECG have plenty accounts. They are doing only one central collection account. This is not what Ato Forson told us. Why is Gold Board operating about 18 bank accounts? And all these banks are charging. All these are losses and costs to the corporation. So you see, let not Sammy Jeffrey makes it look like somebody hates him. Or somebody, when most of the things that people say on social media, you are envious of him. How? You now say, you could have easily go to the Parliament House. Parliament is saying, look, come and let's have a conversation.
Has he been invited?
Yes, and it was blocked by the majority side.
Because Sammy says
it was an inquiry, but it was blocked. How would he be invited? His people in Parliament blocked it. All this brouhaha would have been over if you have gone and sat in front of the parliamentarians and explained certain things to them. Because there's no organization, if you yourself will have all these bank account details or have all these bank accounts. Why do you need all these bank accounts to run Gold Board? So you see, there's 2 ways forward. Sammy can just eat a humble pie, call everybody to the table, and let's make Gold Board what an institution we all want. Because the brain behind what you are doing is Dr. Bawumia's baby. Gold, the domestic gold purchase program, we've all agreed that is the only way to solve our forex issue. We agree. Do we agree that there's a problem in the system inherent? Yes. Because even the 16% cost of there's a 16% cost of reserve, which for me it was too high. You are saying that, oh, we can now look at our operations and bring it down between 7.5 and 5% cost of reserve, which is good. But there are other things that you are doing that some of us are saying that the reason we can project some of these things is because your operations has embedded problems. You don't want to listen to that. Meanwhile, we'll be back to this table next year when the Gold Board accounts come out in 2027, when you've made losses, because that's the only way forward for you. So look, for me, it's neither here nor there. Yes, it doesn't, the loss doesn't sit in the Gold Board. That's why everybody say, oh, go and look at the accounts. It doesn't sit there, we know that. But when you have trading losses, you are making trading losses. The fact that the trading losses sit in somebody else's book doesn't mean that you did not make the loss. You made that loss.
It's interesting. Obviously, what do you also have to say about this issue?
Let me say first things first.
Right.
You know, I'm sitting here with the 2 of you. There have been a long submission on Gold Board.
Yes.
At the end of it, I'm not wiser. I don't understand what the fuss is about.
Right.
I don't. Honestly don't. Okay. But you know, before we started this program, you played a clip.
Yes.
Of an address to the press by the minority in Parliament.
Yes.
Amoro, how did you feel? When you watched that clip, what did you feel? How did you feel? I honestly was disgusted and I'm using the word advisedly. You know that I don't normally use strong words.
I know.
But in this particular case, I was completely disgusted. Here is a minority leader in Parliament who calls a press conference and says that when we win power, we are going to arrest the chief executive of the Gold Board. For what? He says, we are going to arrest the chief executive of the Gold Board. And his bail condition will be so huge that he cannot meet it, and we will lock him up. Am I lying?
Yeah.
But he didn't say that. So, I mean, let's put it in perspective.
So what did he
That's
say?
not what he said.
So what did he say?
He said,
say what he said.
People are being arrested for making 5 million losses. People are being arrested for making 10 million losses. Meanwhile, Wachiko, when you are arrested, he didn't say that he was going to be arrested. He said, when you are arrested, then your bail condition will be huge. So it's two different things when somebody says that when I win power, I'm going to arrest.
How is this different from what I've said?
But he didn't make a categoric statement that he's going to arrest Sami Gyamfi.
Made categorical.
Well, if you're going to quote him.
Okay, no problem. I'm inferring. Because this is not the first time that these reckless statements have been made. You know, these absolutely reckless statements have been made. I think it's unacceptable. You understand? You cannot, as a huge public figure, and a minority leader is a huge public figure, you know, accuse people of criminal offenses and go forward to speculate their bail conditions and so on in the future. I think it's terrible. You understand?
Right.
And I'm just wondering if the minority leader were in Sami Gyamfi's shoes, how he would have felt about what he did in that press conference. I think it's clearly unacceptable.
Right.
That's number one. Now, number two, it seems to me that we are behaving as if whatever the IMF says is gospel. IMF says it, and therefore it is true. There's a problem with that. What the IMF says is not gospel, cannot be gospel, and it needs to be interrogated. That's my second point. Now, my third point, I'm going to be illustrative, you understand? You see, you have property which is worth $10 US, okay? At a time when the exchange rate is 200 to $1. So the value in cedi, 200 cedis to $1, the value in cedis would then become 2,000 cedis.
Yes.
Okay. Now the same property, same value in dollar, $10. If the exchange rate reduces to 100 to $1, its value becomes 1,000 cedis. Is that a loss?
No, that's not a loss at all.
So you have to factor in the exchange rate and its impact on values. Okay? And if you do that, some of the things that we are calling losses would not be losses. You understand?
Right.
So that's one angle. Now, the third thing that I like to talk about is that, look, every government has priorities. So if a government decides that one of its major priorities is the stability of the local currency, and it uses resources to stabilize the currency, will the resources used to stabilize the currency amount to a loss? Would you call that a loss? When the objective has been achieved, would you call that a loss? Okay, so in all of these discussions, we have a major problem of defining what a loss is. Because if you don't have a common agreement of what constitutes losses, we'll be talking across purposes and we won't come to any useful conclusion. Okay? So government A may decide that, look, the value of the city is so crucial to the citizens that we want to spend a certain amount to shore up the city. If that amount is spent in shoring up the city, it cannot be a loss, because the objective for which the amount was spent would have been achieved. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I get the point.
So this is the framework I want us to adopt, for this conversation. I'm mindful of the fact that today, maybe a few minutes or hours from now, the Gold Board is going to be addressing the media.
11 o'clock, exactly.
11 o'clock. And is going to be giving its version.
Further and better particulars.
Yes. So I'm willing to wait for the Gold Board.
Okay.
When it has made a statement, then we can do a comparative analysis, of what the World Bank says, what the minority leader says, what the Gold Board says, and so on, and come to some reasonable conclusion.
Okay.
You understand? But now, I think that there's a lot of hot air, which is being blown around.
Okay.
A lot of hot air is being blown around.
So Lamoro, in the a quick one before you read your message. You see, in the same, let's take the context with which Uncle Kwesi ends its submission, the framework under which a loss is defined. You see, if that was adopted, or that is adopted, then there would have not been a problem with the 1.4 billion loss, which was a lot of noise was made about. There wouldn't have been.
But this is the problem.
Yes, but you see, but
it's a problem. Saying that
yes, but the problem.
Because I think it was done to Dr. Bawumia, I must do to everybody.
No. One cannot be. No. Uncle, see, no. The two crimes that we are trying to point out, and when I made my submission, that's why I'm saying that if you want to put a loss of $1.7 billion, which is 22 billion Ghana cedis, to economic policy costs, which Uncle Kwesi is rightfully saying that, look, let's have a policy or a framework under which losses are decided. Then it has to be true for both instances. Then the first thing Sammy Gyamfi has to do in his press conference is to apologize, because you see, though he's CEO, Uncle Kwesi, though he's CEO of Gold Board, he's still the communication officer of the NDC. So whatever the NDC has said, under the framework that Uncle Kwesi, I agree with you 100%, if we are to use that lens to look at both instances, then there shouldn't be a problem. Because the 1.4 billion is a cost of policy, net effect should be calculated, and the 22 billion should be the cost of policy, and the net effect should be calculated. So then we don't have a problem. Yeah. But you see, Moro, we live in a hot political climate where somebody comes in and wants to brandish every single thing. Somebody makes a GDP growth of 7.7, and somebody says that it's a bad economy. Meanwhile, he is making 6.4%. How is that? That's the problem, Uncle Kwesi. So when you are advising, and I know they are your good friends, advise them. They are your good friends, Uncle Kwesi.
Where is that coming from?
They are your good friends.
Everybody.
No, but they are good. I add an adjective. They are your good friends. I'm your friend. But then these are your good friends.
You are not my good friend.
I don't know that. You have not told me that, Uncle Kwesi. Oh. Am I your good friend?
What do you think?
I think I'm your friend. But the NDC are your good friends.
Okay. How do you come to this conclusion?
Because the point is that, Uncle Kwesi, I have listened to you on multiple occasions.
About good friends and bad
no, but I've listened to you on multiple occasions, and you speak well for your good friends. So I'm saying that under the lens, when you speak with them, tell them that they should stop it. We should stop this. I agree with you 100%. If they stop it and we look at everything with one lens, then there will not be any propaganda. What was done under the NPP with that lens should be looked at with the same lens when the NDC does it. In that instance, your good friends and the friends will all be in the same room discussing policies to move the country forward.
You know, I will spare you something, because I think you are naturally perhaps a good person.
So I'm your good friend.
Hold on. But look, how do you look at my history and make the kind of statements that you are
making? And these are your good friends? But they're not your enemies?
No. Well, hold on. You should know better.
Mm-hmm.
In the struggle against the PNDC, I was a key participant.
Yes.
I was a leader. In the MPP's move to win power in 2000, I was a very key player.
Even before that, because you stand on something, I've read the history before.
I was a key player.
Yes.
Actually, I inaugurated the first Dankwa Buzia Club, which eventually became MPP, at the KO Methodist Park in Kumasi.
Okay.
You understand? I fell out with the Kufuor administration on matters of principle.
Okay.
In spite of that, today, President Kufuor is still one of my closest friends.
Okay.
I see him on a regular basis. We speak on telephone and so on. You understand? He's not my enemy. Okay? I criticize the National Democratic Congress when criticism is due and reasonable.
Okay.
And there are many instances on which Moro will bear me out. I've been very critical of the National Democratic Congress. This attempt to throw things at me, you are very good friends with the NDC and so on, cannot destroy the credibility that I've built over many years of participation in national politics. And please be minded by that.
I'll take it back.
When I speak about your claims that Sammy Gyamfi will be arrested and that his bail condition will be so huge that he cannot pay and so on, I do not speak to these issues because Sammy Gyamfi is my friend.
Yeah,
in fact, since the National Democratic Congress came to power, in the January of 2025, I have never met Sammy Gyamfi. I've never seen him in the whole period. You understand? So you should understand that.
I agree.
Okay? Vice President, I've seen her casually at a friend's birthday party. We didn't even speak. We didn't shake hands over the period that they have been in power.
Yeah.
President John Dramani Mahama, I've seen him twice. Once when he came to launch my book, and he passed in front of me at the AU summit in Addis Ababa. Those were the only two occasions on which I've seen President Mahama. So these are your claims. Please drop them.
Okay.
They are worthless.
Okay.
It is propaganda.
Okay.
And it's calculated at reducing my credibility or denting my credibility and so on.
I don't think that was the intent. The intent was not to attack your credibility.
My history of participation in Ghanaian politics would not support the claims that you guys make. Why is this thing that you are good friends with NDC?
But would that be a bad thing if you are good friends with the NDC?
The man who eventually became your flag bearer, your recent past flag bearer, go and ask him what me and him have done together.
Recent past flag bearer, Danado?
Yes.
Okay, president, former president?
Yes, yes, yes.
But why would he say recent past flag bearer? He was president of Ghana.
Forget whatever you say.
But he was president of Ghana.
I agree with you.
So why are you not saying, why are you remembering the flag bearer and not the presidency?
I'm not agreeing with you. I agree with you. Why? Every day, Moro, I'm not exaggerating, every day.
Okay.
We ate at least twice a day.
With Anado?
Yes, twice a day. We either ate breakfast and dinner together, or breakfast and lunch together, or lunch and breakfast together, every day for many years.
Wow.
Is he my enemy? He's not. When President Kufuor became president, and President Kufuor is still alive, Kobim Pinim is still alive, I ate lunch with him every day if I was in the country. Every day. He's not my enemy. The fact that we disagree ideologically and so on does not make people my enemies and my best friends and so on. Take that equation out of the conversation.
Okay. Uncle Kwesi, I would take back. Uncle Kwesi is not good friends with the NDC. I'll take it back. You are friends.
All right.
I'm saying that it does not arise in this conversation.
No, I was saying that there are certain advice you are giving us, which I agree with you 100%. I would have thought that since you are passionate about that submission, that advice going to the NDC will give sanity and bring sanity to our national discourse. Because the differences of why I'm here, why everybody, and the statement that Afenyo making is the double standards. That's all. Where somebody is being hounded in Yoko because he's claimed that he made a 5 million Ghana cedis loss, and somebody is making a 22 billion Ghana cedis loss. That's the double standard. It's got nothing to do with, because Uncle Kwesi, you and Kweku Baako were the heroes we had living in Kumasi. When we hear stories, you know, when you are telling folklore of the PNDC era, those that Rollins couldn't stand and they will appear everywhere Rollins was. It's you and Kweku Baako that we talked about in Kumasi. So how can I sit here and your credibility is intact? All I'm saying is that the NDC have a certain posture. And you have good analysis and positions on this matter. And they should also be given that same advice. It will help with the national discourse. Because if 1.4 billion is a cost, is economic policy cost, so should 22 billion be. But 22 billion cannot be economic policy cost. And 1.4 billion is a gendarme and somebody is a bad government. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let's do this. We'll take a short break. When we come back, there are many of you who have sent us messages, and we'll read them because we invite the messages, and so when they come, we have to acknowledge them and read them. You also have opinions that you want to express. We'll just do that in a few minutes, and then perhaps we'll move on and look at some other issues. So stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
I think there's
it's possibly the biggest debate in the last 1 month.
There's a certain level of insincerity in discussing this very issue. And we make it look like this is the first time Ghana is making losses in its gold purchase program. I've looked at the data. 2022, we made loss. 2023, 2024, 2025, we've made losses all those years. Why didn't that become a problem?
I guess maybe because you're seeing 22 billion. That's not dropping. Nothing close to that.
Let's say, for instance, in 2024, we made a total loss of 5.7 billion.
Cedis?
Yes, cedis. 1.8 billion from gold for oil, and then 3.8 billion from our domestic gold for reserves. Total of 5.7 billion. Right, how much revenue, gold export revenue did we bring in? A mere 4 billion. And so if you had to incur a loss of 1.7 billion to bring in 10 billion, that for me shouldn't be a problem. It means that we should accept that incurring losses, what we call losses, for me, they are transaction costs.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Hello, my my friends, my name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Friendly sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come on, Tom Preko.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM and Metro Digital under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff proudly present the Clean Conference 2026. Theme: Assessing Ghana's progress towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. SDG 7, Clean Energy. And SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. In attendance will be the Gamanche, His Royal Majesty King Takiteko True II. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, industry players, academia, civil society, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema or Maini Tumpong.
Hello, I know very well that you care about the environment, and for that reason I expect you to be part of the IMG Clean Conference on the 21st of August at the City Conference Center. Let's meet, engage and find better way of protecting our environment. I'm sure it's important to you and you will be there. My name is Fifi Boafo. I will definitely join you at the conference. See you.
Very interesting discussion off the air. I used to say off air. Then Uncle Tommy and our father said, "Don't say off air, say off the air." It's okay. I hear you say. Okay, so Mr. Kwesi Pratt is still here, and Kojo Safuapoku is also still here. Let me bring in our viewers now, and I'll start with Sani Saliu, who is a regular viewer of the show. Once in a while, he would express his thought. Now it says that the losses recorded under Dr. Bawumia's Gold for Oil program were largely due to the significant depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar. However, Gold Board has over the past 18 months played a key role in stabilizing the cedi. I concur with Mr. Pratt that the minority's position amounts to nothing more than empty rhetoric. That's blowing hot, diffusible air. For some of us, it appears their primary objective is simply to be heard. Good morning. That's Sunny Sally who sends that. Sam Aku Kelly from East Legon Hills. He says, good morning, Mura. I think Honorable Aponyomaki and his minority group should come again when they are dealing with Ghanaians. There's no need to deliberately call operational cost a loss. How can you be castigating government for putting $1 billion into an operation and market and makes 10 billion out of it? As for the accusations that whoever speaks the truth that goes in favor of the NDC makes him a friend of the NDC should be ignored. Same accusation is being thrown out against a man who clearly belongs to a different political party on a sister station this morning. Ghanaians are eagerly looking forward to a better opposition and not what we're witnessing. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm, he says, my brother, there is nothing like eating a humble pie and calling everyone to the table. The minority led by Aponyomaki made it clear, and according to him, Sammy Gyamfi will be jailed when they come to power. But you see, in all of this, I blame the NDC. The reason being that a lot of losses were made by the NP through the Gold for Oil for program the year 2021 to 24. The question here is that who has been arrested under the Gold for Oil program? Our economy was rated as junk economy, and the cedi to the dollar was 17 cedis. Today on the Gold Board, our economy is rated as B positive, and the cedi is 10 to the dollar. In all of this, we should give thanks to the Gold Board and Sammy Gyamfi. Carlos from Ododo, he says, what I'm saying is that I do not blame Aponyomaki. I blame the NDC government. The government knows very well that the man has a lot to answer for. During his time as the board chairman of the Ghana Water Company and ECG, there are issues surrounding the stewardship that need to be properly investigated. Where the evidence supports it, hold him accountable. But instead, we are sitting down and doing hanky-panky today. He is setting the agenda for the government for us to respond to. What they're saying is that whatever you say in parliament becomes parliament, is a house of record. You can just say anything for saying sick, sorry. But outside parliament, you can propagate whatever narrative you want. They know exactly what they're doing, and much of it appears to be political propaganda. Carlos, and I say, God bless you. Hassan says that, Assalamu alaikum, brother, a loss of 1.4 billion. Then what was the dollar to the cedi in the NPP regime? Mark Kojoboafo says that, of course, from the United States of America, is one man whose intellect I have a lot of regard for. He says, in law and in economics, money used to shore up a currency, this is not called a loss. It is called intervention. Every central bank in the world does it. Using Gold Board for that intervention cannot be said to be a loss. On the lighter side, please tell Mr. Kojopoku that when he's picked up by Yoko, the bill conditions will be 10-acre cocoa farm located at Teshi. And he says, good show. Thank you very much, Mark Kojoboafo. Robert Coleman says hello of Wembley.
Robert,
Stadium.
I haven't seen Robert in a long while.
Yes, Robert, you have to go look for Uncle.
I tried calling him a couple of times.
He didn't respond. Hey, strange, Robert, it's an indictment on you. I beg you.
Robert is
please call the one and only Uncle Kwesi. I beg you, reach out. Now, Siddiq, who is sending us this one from the UK, says, can we all admit Gold Board has been good entirely? What Aponyomaki and MP describe as a loss is actually a cost. In business, you spend, and when the outcome is below your expenses, that's a loss. That is not the case. And the MPP shouldn't let us get tired of listening to them. I like Kwesi Pratt, strong man. Kojo Chumbuafo, he says that Kwejo Nsafwa Poku Mahala has come to the studio in Bowtie to tell us that Gold Board was Dr. Bawumia's baby. Okay, a stillborn baby, like every idea. Dr. Bawumia claims that when he was the number 2 man in this country and the head of the economic management team, the same government that plunged our economy into over 85 billion cedis deficit at Bank of Ghana alone in 1 year. I haven't begun to talk about DDEP. We're still paying for DDEP. Just yesterday, we paid a collective 10 billion cedis in coupon payments. And to add insult to injury, Abinose Asari, the Pied Papa and Ash designer of DDEP, always appears in their press conference to talk about a loss. Okay. Emmanuel in Accra says, good morning to your panelists. Is Poku saying that if I run a company with customers across the country, wouldn't it be prudent for me to open more bank accounts for them to transact businesses with ease, knowing very well that the same bank transfers is faster and better than moving money from bank A to B. Most of the small-scale miners have local bank accounts, which are mostly close to the operational zones, and international companies mostly deal with international banks. Okay, so I guess that explains why they...
No, it doesn't. That does it. It doesn't. Does it know how many people you have to employ for bank reconciliation every morning?
Okay, so please ask Kojo Poku, who has been arrested for making 5 and 10 billion losses? That's from Desmond, managing editor of the Catalyst.
Edwin Provenza.
Yes, I think he mentioned that earlier. Papa Bisu says, good morning. Let's say you invest $1.7 billion in your business and you raked in $11 billion. Is that a loss? The MP seems to be interested in only making noise just to remain relevant in the system, hence refusal of thinking and understanding this very simple issue relative to the gold board, that a basic school child in primary school will understand in maths, but for political reasons they deceive Ghanaians. See them disturbing our ears each passing day. Probably to ask for that phrase, I beg you, I can't read it. Something lots. Yes, it's shame something. I thought it was a bit harsh. From Spectex in Accra. Now, Guy G, I've also seen your say he's a Ghanaian. Okay, all right, Guy G, this one is totally unrelated to what we're talking about. So now this one here from Kofi Asari of EduWatch. Now he says, good morning guys, this is what I understand. In 2025, the Bank of Ghana, BOG, operated a domestic gold purchase program under which it bought locally produced gold to build Ghana's foreign reserves and help strengthen the city. Okay, Gold Board operates in Ghana's gold market by buying gold from licensed local producers and traders and selling the gold locally and internationally. BOG also buys some gold for Ghana's reserves. Now the important issue, what did IMF say in this August 2026 report? The IMF says that the BOG's domestic gold purchase program generated losses of 22 billion cedis, about $1.7 billion in 2025, equivalent to about 1.5% of GDP. And it cites page 27, paragraph 50 of the IMF August report attached. So where did the loss come from? Okay, the IMF says that the BOG's domestic gold purchase program was buying gold using the Forex Bureau exchange rate, which was higher than the reference rate. That's the BOG reference rate. Now, this exchange rate difference alone accounted for about half of the losses. Other loss areas were transaction costs, assay fees, discounts on resale, trading losses, and valuation effects. Therefore, the 22 billion, $1.7 billion US dollars is not presented by the IMF as a loss made by Gold Board. The IMF attributes the loss to the BOG's domestic gold purchase program. I sat with the IMF through the design, implementation, review of the just ended ECF program since 2023. Understanding the fact is the first step towards demanding accountability. If you want a copy of the 182-page report, guys, please DM me. Okay, that's Kofi Asari of EduWatch. Hardy from Pit Farm, he says that, good morning to my humble brother. It's a deliberate communication plan by the Nagging People's Party to first of all dent the image of lawyer Sammy Gyamfi because they see him as an arrowhead that made them lose miserably in 2024 elections, and also a well-rehearsed strategy to attack Gold Board and its activities because Apenyo Marking and his Nagging People's Party realized Gold Board has been the backbone of the economy by making dollars available to BOG to stabilize the economy. Making Honorable Ato Forsen run the economy has so far been better. Apenyo Marking and his Nagging People's Party don't understand why the cedi to dollar is not hitting 17 and more so just to equalize the comatose economy they had under their super incompetent and substandard create, loot and share family and friends. No amount of hatred, lies and propaganda by Apenyo Marking and his NPP will bring down lawyer Sammy Gyamfi and the Gold Board. Good morning to Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, and it says bring back Zoom Lion. Now, Kizito from Tama East constituency says it's sad to see a man who contested as a presidential candidate to come and govern Ghana. He should listen to Sammy Gyamfi Esquire this afternoon and he will get all the facts. Okay, so let me do this. Just a quick reminder, it's a paid for live presentation. I need to do this quickly. You know, the National Youth Authority has been inviting young people across Ghana to be a part of the National Youth Month 2026, which started from the 1st to the 30th of August and is on the theme, Rebuilding Values, Inspiring Patriotism, Empowering the Youth and the Digital Age. The celebration kicked off on Saturday, 1st of August, with the National Voluntary and Community Service Day. Now, this will be followed by youth engagement with Christian and Muslim religious leaders on the 6th and 7th of August. From 10th to the 13th of August, the National Youth Conference takes place at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and they brought together young leaders and stakeholders from across the country. Then from 16th to the 19th of August, young people will make their voices heard at the National Youth Parliament. The excitement continues on 21st August with the Inter-Agency Football Gala at Accra Sports Stadium, and is followed by the Intergenerational Dialogue on 21st of August. The month-long celebration comes to a close on 30th of August with the Red Means Stop campaign at the Independence Square. Young people are encouraged to register to attend, volunteer, exhibit their products and services, or sign up as media partners through the official National Youth Month registration portal. This August, volunteer, learn, lead, serve. National Youth Authority, facilitating youth development, and that's a very important announcement from them. Now, Dennis from Accra says that for Kojo Poku to describe Uncle Kwesi Pratt as a friend of the NDC means he and his new patriotic party does not appreciate patriotism, because that's what Uncle Kwesi stands for, and his history is there for all to see. And this one says, we're truly experiencing the real shambolic governance of the NDC. They are now pushing the blame and losses on BOG and saying their books are clean, forgetting the cost the losses. Give time some time. Kwesi Reynolds in Aguna or Dobeng. Manche Bruce II in Takrade says, more, the NDC government cannot engage in selective citation of IMF pronouncements. When the assessment is favorable, they laud the fund. When it's unfavorable, they seek to discredit it. The fact remains, the IMF has reported that Gold Board has incurred monumental losses. Let's give time some time. Greetings to Uncle Kwesi and KNP, Manche Bruce II in Takrade. And also, Awal, I'm told that you're a very, very ardent viewer of Good Morning Ghana. You are an Uber driver. Thank you very much for watching Good Morning Ghana. I salute you, sir. Thank you very much for watching the show. Let me also add that the Clean Conference is almost here. We are officially in the final stretch. It's just 3 days until the Clean Conference. So finalize your plans, invite your colleague, and join the conversation shaping Ghana's path to 2030. It's happening this Friday, August 25, 2026 at 9 a.m. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon. It's the Clean Conference under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff. Remember that that's the Saturday, which is 22nd, will be a massive cleanup campaign. So join us at the CD Hall, University of Ghana, Legon. It promises to be very, very, very interesting. All right, so Mansa Musa from UK, Voice of London, he says it's all very well that today's EMT, Ato Adongo, it's actually Adongo. Yes, Isiama, John Mahama, and the rest are building a strong economic structure that will, for the foreseeable future, end Ghana's reliance on the IMF. When achieved, IMF interference in economic, financial, and monetary affairs will be consigned to irrelevance. That day cannot come quickly enough. That's from Mansa Musa. And then this one says, help me wish my great brother, Alfred Sunkwa, a.k.a. Makoki in the U.S., a belated birthday. May God continue to bless and protect him. That's Alfred Sunkwa, a.k.a. Makoki. I hope I got that pronunciation correctly. All right, and also today is the birthday of our sister, friend, everybody. She's everything to everybody here. She used to be the host. She used to be the standing host when Dr. Randy Abbey was there. Of course, Dr. Randy Abbey, the substantive host. But she had a Monday all-women affair, all-ladies affair, let me put it that way, on Good Morning Ghana on Mondays. I know you recall her. You know her. It's your own sister and your own friend. Annie Efua Ampofu. Today is her birthday. You know, she's now with the Ghana's mission in Washington, D.C. as one of the communications persons there. And today is her birthday. Annie Efua Ampofu. Happy birthday. Oh la la, what can we say? Well, we love you as always. We miss you and we cherish you and continue to be who you are. She's such a lovely person. She has a very good heart. And, you know, we're told that you're doing very well in Washington, D.C. You're helping the ambassador, Victor Smith, in discharging his mandate as Ghana's ambassador. And we can only wish you well. Happy birthday. Annie Efua Ampofu. Yes, that's her. I know you miss her. That's her. Mischievous Annie Efua Ampofu. Anyway, so from all of us here, myself, Uncle Kwesi Pratt, and Mr. Kojo Poku, we wish you a happy birthday. And may God continue to be your guide and your protector and everything else. So that's it for the day. Oguzi, I guess that I would have to call it a day.
Why?
You have something to say.
Somebody texted and said from 2021 when Gold for Oil started. Gold for Oil started 2023.
Yes.
And misinformation will not help any of these NDC communicators. You said, you see, that thing they should stop. There are records that everybody know. Gold for Oil and domestic gold purchase program did not start in 2021. It started in 2023. Look, there is a very common denominator from all the messages that came in. You can't have a double standard. If you are justifying what is happening now and you criticized what happened in the first part of last year, you are a hypocrite. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
If you all take Uncle Kwesi's advice, let's use one framework to look at everything. And if you are saying that those losses today are cost of economic policy, then the losses under the MPP is also cost of economic policy.
But I guess that I think the fundamental question is this: that what was the economic fundamentals at the time, and what are the economic fundamentals today?
Yes, but hold on. You've asked the question. Don't answer it yourself. You like doing that.
I'm not answering. I'm not answering. So you realize that most of the people who are sending us a message are asking the same question.
Yes.
They are saying that if you put in X and you get Y,
yes,
and the overall or arching objective for doing it has been realized.
But are you saying that, hold on, are you saying that there was no effect? Do you know where, you see, you guys should be, you see, I keep saying that. No. You know the funny thing? I keep saying this. Look, the economy that the NDC inherited was a good economy.
Hey.
Yes. Let me tell you something. The economy grew by 3.4 in 2023. Grew by 5.7 in 2024. Is that a bad economy? It wasn't a decline economy.
So looking at it from the growth.
Yes, it was growing. It's a growing economy.
Okay.
All the physicals, all the growth, it was in upward.
But
listen,
you also know that
hold on.
In assessing the health of an economy,
yes,
the GDP is just one.
Yes, but name a parameter today that the NDC is using to assess the economy, that the NDC was in the upward trajectory.
I'll need you to come back here next week.
No. I'm just saying that. Let's look at if you're looking at the dollar to the cedi. Listen, the difference between Dr. Siama today at the Bank of Ghana and the governor at the time was that we didn't want to now have a currency that somebody wakes up in the morning and decides to tune it down or tune it up.
Okay.
Do you know what happened from Thursday to today?
All right.
The dollar was the dollar was 11.9.
Okay.
So overnight on Monday morning we woke up, it was 10.8.
All right.
What accounted for that?
You saw Kojo Boafo's. You heard Kojo Boafo's.
Oh, please. My brother Kojo Boafo has still not invited me for that wine. He said, you buy me. Let's move on. Okay. You see?
Now, speaking of economic fundamentals, I keep saying that the economics is one, but the economy is another man. It's another
yes,
one.
But today, if you buy Kenke, you can't even do the shit up. When people are taking Kenke to the studio, today, if you buy Kenke, you can't even do the Boko to come with it.
I made that statement for a reason, because I have an announcement to make today.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I can get to do a minute each.
Yeah. Oh, we get a minute again?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. So government has paid 10.8 billion DDEP coupon in full and in cash. Now, the story says the government of Ghana has paid that's a little over 10 billion cedis to bondholders under the domestic debt exchange program. This brings the total amount paid to bondholders since 2025 to 1.36 billion cedis. This is the third DDEP coupon payment made fully in cash. It was paid in full and on schedule. The timely payment demonstrates government's fiscal discipline and firm commitment to meeting all its debt obligations. It will strengthen investor confidence, reduce sovereign default risk, and reinforce Ghana's financial credibility. Government assures bondholders, investors, and the public that all future DDP obligations will also be paid in full and on schedule. So today, government owes me. Government is paying the money today. Yesterday, I wasn't even sure whether.
No, but did the MPP government default on any DP payment?
Well, I'm just
was
saying.
there any default? Let's put in perspective, Moro. You are announcing Moro. You see, that mischief will not leave you. Listen to me. You are saying that the government is paying DDEP today.
Yes.
Under the MPP, did the MPP government default on any DDEP payments?
How did the DDEP come about?
It came about as a debt accumulated by JM1 and Nananado to put together.
Oh,
yes. Okay. How do you think our debt stock came about?
All right.
John Dramani Mahama in his first term was the most borrowed president before 2016.
I'm hearing this for the first time.
But because you don't read.
I'm hearing this for the
you
first
don't want
time.
to read.
I'm hearing this for the
You
first
don't
time.
want to read.
No, I'm hearing this for the first time.
The debt stock which was deferred
You
was
are
a
telling me that in
combination.
8 years.
Listen, the domestic debt that we have that we had to do a DDEP was an accumulation of 2012 to 2016 indebtedness.
Now we'll have to do a disaggregation.
No, you don't have to. It's a combination of debt.
No.
By the time Nana came in our history, hold on. By the time Nana came in our history, John Dramani Mahama was the most borrowed president before 2017.
Okay.
Go and check the records.
So that's what I'm saying. When we do a disaggregation,
there's no disaggregation.
We'll find out how much of the money
the MPP had never defaulted on any. You see, this thing you guys announced as if it's an achievement. Okay. MPP never defaulted on DDEP payments.
Okay. Let me read this one. Discover MNC Group Global, your number one partner in minerals and food commodity, trading and real estate development. They also do general logistics. They do procurement, management, consultancy, investment advisory, import and export. They have headquarters in East Legon, Accra. They also have offices in Dubai, Hong Kong, and all other places. So please reach them on 0302998246, 0302998246. MNC Group, totally reliant. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moore. I'm here with my very good friend Kojo Koku and Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., our uncle, one and only uncle. Have a good day. Bye-bye.